Hey guys, what's up? Kalamazi here, and with all the hype around the BFA release date being moved to mid-August and there being a small content drought on the live servers, I figured this would be a great time to talk about things you should finish before the BFA pre-patch, which I believe we can expect sometime in early July. Some of these tasks can technically be completed after launch, but who wants to go back and do old content when a new expansion is being released? Not me. With that being said, here are 10 things that you should complete before Battle for Azeroth. Number 10 is the Legion specific raid mounts. Now while this is something you can go back and do after BFA launches, you might as well get it done, or at least try to, while the content is still current. You can still use some of the AP for your character or ults that you run it with, and the gear still disenchants into semi-valuable shards. The Hellfire Infernal is a drop from Mythic only Gul'dan and has a 100% drop rate until the Battle for Azeroth pre-patch. While it's puggable with certain competent groups, there still are some mechanics that need to be done, and it's not the easiest finding a consistent group week after week, so I would recommend starting this soon if your guild does not farm them out. There also is the option to purchase them out from guilds who do sell it, but I would also recommend doing that pretty quickly as demand will surely rise the closer we get to the Battle for Azeroth pre-patch. The Abyss Worm mount is a personal loot drop from, you guessed it, Mistress Sazine and Tomb of Sargeras. This mount can be obtained at any difficulty but cannot be bonus rolled. If you have a small army of alts, then LFR is a great way to try and farm up the Abyss Worm before Battle for Azeroth. The Antoran Charhound is also a personal loot drop, and it drops in Taurus the Burning Throne from the second boss, the Fellhounds of Sargeras. Just like the Abyss Worm, the Antoran Charhound sadly cannot be coined. Number 9 is the Brawlers Guild. The Brawlers Guild is located in the Deep Run Tram for Alliance in the northern part of Orgrimmar if you're Horde. One of the main reasons to do the Brawlers Guild now is that it's pretty easily outgeared over the course of an expansion as more and more gear is released and as player power level rises. In the past, Blizzard has also closed down the Brawlers Guild with the implementation of the new expansion's pre-patch and doesn't return until a bit into the new expansion. Once it does actually return, you're at more of a gear disadvantage than compared to the end of the previous expansion. At this point in time, most of the fights can actually be zerged down pretty quickly, ignoring most of the mechanics. However, there are a few that do require some movement and a bit of execution still. As you rise through the ranks, you're able to purchase certain items such as an heirloom fist weapon, and at level 8, which is the max rank, you're able to purchase its expansion specific Brawlers Guild mount, the Brawler's Burly Basilisk, which will be gone after Legion ends. Number 8 is pertaining to the Paragon mounts and the new rep system that was implemented mid-Legion by Blizzard. Previously, reaching Exalted with a faction meant that you could receive the max level rewards that faction had to offer and can no longer gain any more rep with them. Blizzard, however, added in a reputation Paragon system mid-Legion that, when you gain 10,000 rep past Exalted with a specific faction, grants you a reward chest very similar to the daily emissary quest reward cache. Depending on the reputation group, however, it can contain a mount, pets, or even a toy. The mounts are from the Valajar, the High Mountain Tribe, the Nightfallen, the Dreamweavers, and Court of Ferondis. The Wardens offer a small chance at a toy, and the Armies of Legionfall offer a small chance at a pet called the Orphan Feldbat, which can be sold on the auction house if you actually have the heart to do so. In the most recent Legion patch, the Army of the Light faction was added, which has a chance of giving a few different colored Elec mounts. Multiple mounts can in fact drop at the same time from the same cache, so make sure to do those emissaries and don't let any expire that you still need. Number 7 pertains to the new allied races and their heritage armor. The 4 currently available allied races are Void Elf and Lightborn Draenei for the Alliance, and for the Horde we have High Mountain Tauren and Nightborn. To start each race's questline, you are required to be exalted with a specific reputation and have completed their corresponding quest zone's meta achievement. Each specific race does also offer a mount for the completion of their storyline, and once completed you're actually able to create or race change to a character of said race. If you level a character from 1 to 110 as one of the allied races, you will receive a heritage armor set specifically made for your chosen allied race. This gear is transmoggable and in my opinion looks really great, so it's definitely something that you want to get done while we have this slow little bit of downtime before Battle for Azeroth's release. Number 6 is the Glory of the Legion Hero and Glory of the Argus/Tomb Raider achievements. These will also be available for completion after Legion has come to an end, but some of the specific smaller ones that make up the larger meta achievements require more than one person for completion. While a good bit of them will be soloable or two-manable in Battle for Azeroth, it will be a relief to get them completed before the actual BFA launch. Having to find a group for the specific ones that require more than 2 people or a full party is not something that's very enjoyable. I would encourage you to form a 5-man group within your guild or circle of friends to complete the Legion hero meta, which pertains to Legion dungeons. There are still certain groups that run the Tomb Raider meta achievement weekly, and I'm sure it would not be too hard to find a group that's working on completing the Argus meta if your guild has no intentions of actually completing it. Number 5 pertains to First Aid and its achievement counterparts. In Battle for Azeroth, First Aid is sadly being removed from the game after all these years and being merged with Tailoring. Reaching 800 First Aid grants you the Legion Medic achievement, which is rumored to become a feat of strength once Battle for Azeroth launches. For the more serious medics out there, you can complete the Is There a Medic in the Zone achievement, which requires you to come to the aid of 10 wounded travelers across the Broken Isles. To do so, you simply need to farm mobs in the 5 zones of the Broken Isles until one of the listed items such as Bloody Plea or Crumpled Note drops. It then leads you to a wounded traveler to heal, which requires a few specific max level first aid craftables and a few field medic kits. Each one does grant you 5 first aid skill, and this is the only way that you can successfully go from 790 to 800 first aid, as all the crafting recipes no longer grant any profession points past 790. For the true medics, you can come to the aid of every wounded traveler listed in the Broken Isles, and if you do, it grants you the Field Medic achievement and the title of Field Medic. There are typically farming groups for these in the custom group finder, which is a whole lot faster, so have a look there before trying to farm them all by yourself. Number 4 is the Chosen title, which can only be obtained in Mythic Trial of Valor. The achievement is personal to each member in the raid, which is different from the last survival-based achievement we have seen, which was the Undying and the Immortal titles respectively from Nax 10 and 25 met in Wrath of the Lich King. The achievement is simple. You cannot die at any time over the course of the entire Mythic Trial of Valor run. It being personal means that if certain members of the raid die on, say, Odin or Helia, but you don't, they are no longer eligible for the achievement, but you still are. Successfully completing the entire Trial of Valor on Mythic difficulty will grant you the Chosen title, which in my opinion is the second coolest title available in Legion outside of Titan Slayer. Odin and Gwarm can simply be zerged down at this point, but I would recommend defensive talents and potentially Predas, as surviving here is everything. Helia still does have mechanics that you need to follow and respect, and the Slicers of Doom still really hurt, so it might take more than 1 or 2 attempts. Blizzard has confirmed that this title is being removed when Battle for Azeroth is released, so it's definitely something that you want to get done before Legion ends.
4, 3, 2.
Number 3 is all about the invasions. You know, those events that started before Tomb of Sargeras opened up and are still going on even though we defeated the Legion. Yeah, those things. As many of you might know, they are the best way to easily level alts that are 100 all the way to 110. Of course, you can always do the leveling the old-fashioned way, but each invasion will grant you anywhere from 60 or so % to over a level per invasion, depending on if you're using heirlooms. It only takes about 15 minutes. If you're not in a rush to actually level your character to 110 and are okay with it taking a week or so's time, this is your best way to level. One thing to note, however, is that it will put you a good bit behind on gear, as you'll still be wearing the same gear you had on at 100, barring heirlooms. One great workaround, however, is to save BOE Dauntless tokens for said character once they reach 110. Heading out to Argus provides an even faster unlevel boost once you reach 110, so there's really not any real downside to this leveling method. Number 2 is completing a Mythic 15 in time on any character that you think you might like to unlock the artifact skin on, as well as completing the Mage Tower challenges. Blizzard has stated that these artifact skins will no longer be obtainable once BFA is released, however they did not indicate if they are being removed in the actual BFA pre-patch or when the expansion actually launches. With that being said, I would do your best to have both the 15 and any spec-specific Mage Tower achievements done on any character you think you might even have the smallest chance of wanting to play at any point in the future before the BFA pre-patch. That means you have roughly 3 months or so from the release of this video to get it all completed, as I would imagine the pre-patch is somewhere around early to mid-July, but don't hold me to that. I don't have any actual inside sources. Number 1 is pretty simple and obvious, and it is getting your ahead of the curve and or cutting edge achievements for Taurus the Burning Throne. If Blizzard follows suit with what they have done in every patch and pre-patch before, they will be going away with the BFA pre-patch, which means you have roughly 3 months to get these done as well. Ahead of the curve pertains to Heroic Argus, and your reward for slaying Heroic Argus is the Violet Spellwing mount. Cutting Edge pertains to Mythic Argus, and Mythic Argus does drop 1 Shackled Urzul mount per Mythic kill, which is honestly the coolest mount I've ever seen. If your guild is not raid Mythic or is not able to defeat Mythic Argus before the BFA pre-patch, the Shackled Urzul and Cutting Edge achievements are being sold by certain guilds, but expect to pay a pretty large sum of gold for the kill, and especially if you want the mount as well. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope that it was informative and helps you get all those last minute things that we all need to do done before the BFA pre-patch. If you feel I missed something pretty important, let me know in the comments below, as I'm sure it would be a great help to both myself and the rest of the community. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more Warcraft content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, as I release new videos every 2 to 3 days. I'll see you all in battle for Azeroth. Peace.